It's a Tuesday evening and you're sitting at your family dinner table enjoying a nice meal. The national news hums in the background with headlines such as "War ensues overseas" or "Bomb in town square kills thousands." You continue to enjoy your delicious meal and eventually become numb to the news happening overseas. You may even change the channel. Possibly the news never even caught your attention in the first place because of the normalization of wars overseas. I was exhausted of seeing constant scenes of terror that eventually I became numb and even ignorant to what was happening outside of my country. It was time for me to become more educated about the effects of war and how peace and security should be a human right for all. Besides the direct effects of war, such as casualties and the complete destruction of buildings, war has many indirect effects that infringe on the human right to peace and security. Although war may seem to only affect the countries involved, it actually affects the world. For example, when a bomb goes off in one country, another receives an influx of refugees. War is like the butterfly effect. Any war that happens on our planet will impact us either directly or indirectly. In this discussion today, I will explore the hidden emotional, physical, and developmental effects that war has on its victims in the long run, and how this infringes on the human right to peace and security. First, I will expand upon the health issues that arise during and even after a war. The health of mothers directly affects the health of children across generations. However, mothers' health can be compromised with increased levels of sexual assault and malnutrition. Sexual violence unfortunately increases during war. According to BMC Medicine, sexual violence, including rape, assault, trafficking, and prostitution, increases during many conflicts due to the breakdown of traditional safety structures. This leads to increases in STDs, mother-to-child transmission of HIV, and stillbirth. Malnutrition levels increase due to the inability to provide food for the family during financial crises. This malnutrition has a direct correlation to the birth rate of children who came from malnourished mothers. Besides the physical setbacks, victims of war experience emotional tragedies that they have to carry for a lifetime. Due to increased stress levels, mental health issues become more predominant in communities affected by war. Many healthy coping mechanisms, such as community services that are offered, are abandoned during war. This leads victims to abuse alcohol and drugs as a way for them to cope with their mental health disorders. In 2014, BMC Medicine reports the most common conditions are depression, anxiety, and psychosomatic disorders, but the most widely studied in relation to conflict is post-traumatic stress disorders. In addition to the physical and emotional challenges, victims of war suffer educational development setbacks. Not only does war destroy schools, but it destroys the educational development of children who desire to receive a full education in order to have a bright future. Many children miss school due to war taking place in their country. This sets back the learning of children and hinders them from receiving a full education. According to news source Al Jazeera in 2016, children in Yemen make it a daily chore to sweep and clear off debris off of their school because they are determined to get back to school. It is estimated that conflict started in 2011 in Yemen, but intensified into a civil war in 2015. This estimates that some children have been out of school for more or at least 5 years. Although these obstacles hinder the development of those impacted by war, we can become more educated to advocate for the end of these unnecessary wars. War has hidden effects that set back those caught in the middle of it: physical effects, mental effects, and developmental effects. Besides these direct effects, such as casualties and the complete destruction of buildings, war has many indirect effects that infringe on the right to peace and security. Many of us take our right of peace and security for granted. We hear of war happening constantly overseas, but we never stop to think about what our brothers and sisters have to go through year after year. They hope and pray for peace and security, a comfort that most of us get to enjoy every day. It is our job as global citizens to become educated about how war affects our brothers and sisters worldwide beyond the casualty count that we see on the nightly news during our dinner time. It is also our responsibility to recognize war's effects and how it challenges the globe at all levels, even affecting us. We must advocate for global leaders to reach diplomatic and peaceful compromises before putting the human right to peace and security at risk.